Hi guys, and welcome to this other video. I hope you guys are doing great. So today in this video we are going to talk about FortiOS 8.0, so the latest version of FortiGate operating system. So a few months ago, Fortinet releases the new or the latest FortiGate operating system, which is actually the FortiOS 8.0.0. So today in this video, we are going to talk a little bit about this version. I will see what are the new features or the updates that was provided or that comes with this new version. So in this video, what we are going to see is we'll talk a little bit about the history of FortiOS. So we'll talk about versions timeline, and we'll also talk about end of support for some previous versions so that you guys can figure out if you have some clients or some users who are still actually using those versions on their infrastructure. So they should be taking in consideration the fact that they will need to upgrade to latest version or newest version. So we'll see all of that. So we'll also talk about what are the new things that we see that are available with the FortiOS 8.0. So we'll see a little comparison or a little comparison of functionalities that we have on FortiGate 7.4, 7.6, and the latest 8.0. So we'll also talk about, we'll also see some deployment. So we'll talk about, we'll also see how to deploy or to install that latest version for TOS 8.0. So we'll see how to deploy it both on GNS3 and also on a VMware workstation. So we'll see how to upgrade also from a FortiOS 7.6 to a version 8. So let's jump directly and proceed with the first objective of this video. So talking about the history of FortiOS, so you know Fortinet was created in the early 2000s. So the first operating system that was launched on the FortiGate devices was on 2002, and that was for FortiOS 2.0. So that was the first FortiOS version that Fortinet brought out for commercial purposes. So at that time, Fortinet introduces the concept of UTM, as you know, Unified Trade Management, so which combines multiple and several security functions in a single device, such as firewall, routing, VPN, antivirus, IGS, and or web filtering, and many other features that you know today about on the FortiOS. So the FortiOS was made of all these features or all these components at the beginning. So here, as you can see on the right side here, so I'll just provide a simplified timeline of the release years of the major versions of FortiOS. So as I said previously, so the FortiOS, the first FortiOS that was uh, provided for commercial purposes was the FortiOS 2.0. So this was in 2002. So we later go on with 3.0, 2005, 4.0, 2009, 5.0, 2013, 6.0, 2018. The version that we are actually using on our environments. So the FortiOS 7.0 was released in 2021. So actually, recently on April 2026, so Fortinet released the latest version, which is FortiOS 8.0. So we are going to see in detail when we deploy FortiOS 8.0. We'll see what are the new functionalities and the upgrade or the update that were the update and the upgrade that were that comes with this new version. So talking about what's new in FortiOS 8, so you will realize that most of the new features that are available or that comes with FortiOS 8 are mostly related to AI. So as you can see on this image, I've resumed or I've summarized the 8 main points here. So I've summarized the main point here in eight different points, 8 main points. Let's say that like this. So the first point here is AI security and governance. So what Fortinet has announced about this AI security and governance is that they will be providing more generative AI application control. So on your FortiGate device, you have that. You have much of AI workload protection and AI governance policies. So we have like uh, some new security profiles that will be available on our FortiGate version 8. So those security profile will be added on the existing ones that you already know, as antivirus, DNS filtering, web filtering. So there will be new security profiles that will be added on the existing one. So all those security profile will be more related on AI, so AI driven. So at the second point here, we have the FortiAI-Assist. So the FortiAI-Assist here is going to be AI powered troubleshooting. For example, you have like some configuration recommendation that will obtain or you will receive directly from your FortiGate device, such as maybe you want to configure some firewall policy. So depending on the information that you will provide, maybe like let's say you provide like some source and destination, you have like some recommendation that will automatically be provided to you on the configuration interface. So you also have from when you are on the command line interface, you also have like suggestion on what command you need to type if you need to access a specific information. So all those will be provided through the new FortiOS 8.0, right? So you also have like some automated diagnostics that will be provided with the operating system. So here at the third place, we have SD-WAN and the SASE improved. So the SD-WAN, as you know, is a technology to provide an efficient use of your WAN links, right? With the new FortiOS 8.0, you have like information also about AI assisted SD-WAN. So during your SD-WAN setup, you have like AI assisted configuration or suggestion that will be available automatically. And you also have a smarter traffic engineering system that will be included on your SASE deployment. So at fourth year, we have post-quantum cryptography. So FortiOS 8 is going to provide a native post-quantum cryptography support. And we also have like hybrid key exchange mechanism. So this to provide more security uh, on connections such as uh, HTTPS administrative access to your FortiGate, VPN connection to VPN sessions initiated by endpoints. So there will be like more cryptographic algorithms, and the mechanism that was previously used will now be enhanced and provide more security for this type of connections. So you also have things like IPsec and threat detection. So there will be much of automated mechanism to detect any threat on your FortiGate device. So this is, as I will said, most of this it will be related to AI. So most of this all time will be related to AI. We also have here the OT security. So OT security here is mostly for industries, right? So industry segmentation and industry access to industrial servers. So big industries where you have some servers with some particularities, let's say some servers that need some proper security for access. So you need to provide some proper security to secure access to those servers. So here with the FortiOS 8, there will be like new features that are available to secure those type of industrial resources, right? So at the seventh point, we also have here security fabric. As you all know, the security fabric is the ecosystem that gathers together all the Fortinet components. So you can see what are you FortiGate components such as FortiGate, FortiAP, FortiAccess Point, Manager, Analyzer, and all the other features that or the components that you know. So the security fabric will also be enhanced with security and mostly everything related to AI. So you have like multiple multiple AI driven solutions that will be provided. Even on dashboard, you will have more detailed graphs and more information related to related to all the components that you have on your security fabric, right? So those are the improvement that are announced by Fortinet. So we're getting that gradually in the upcoming version. So actually we are on the version 8.0.0. So we'll start seeing this. So in the few minutes where we install the 48.0, we'll go through we'll go through we'll go through the dashboard and see the different menus and see if there is any new any new display or any new information that is already provided on the version 8.0.0. But as you can see, all of this information here are information that will be coming in the next versions, right? So gradually they'll be including this in the next version. But for now, they have announced that all these AI-driven solution will be provided in the FortiOS 8. So other improvement here are related to ZTNA, VPN, security profiles. So there will be a lot of new improvement related to many or multiple components that you have on your FortiOS 8. Okay, so yeah, talking about currently supported FortiOS version and the end of life releases. So you can see from this slide that on this you have like two slides here. So the one below here shows the FortiOS that are actually end of life. So these are end of life release. So it means each FortiOS 7.0 and previous versions, they are actually not supported by FortiGate anymore. So you can see here for each of the version of the or each of the release, you will see the release date, you will see the end of support, and you will also see the end of engineering support. So what is the difference between the end of support and the end of engineering support is that for example, if I take the case this example of 7.0, 7.0 was released on March 30, 2021, but the engineering team stopped developing this version starting March 30, 2024. But after that period, the support was still available. It means you were still able to call the Fortinet support to request for assistance. So talking about the versions that are actually still supported, so you see we'll go from 7.2 to the recent the latest version that is 8.0. So you can see from here 7.2 was released on March 31st, 2022. Then the engineering team stopped developing or adding new features or updating this version on March 31st, 2025. Then you can see now that actually the end of support. So the end of support is coming in a few months. So in September 30, 2026, there will no more be any support available for any FortiOS version 7.2. So this FortiOS will join the list of end of release support or end of release versions. So every infrastructure that is actually running any 7.2, the recommendation is to do an upgrade to 7.4 or 7.6 before September 30 so that you'll be able to get support from Fortinet, get assistance from Fortinet support team. So in 3 months, this version will no longer be supported by FortiGate. So the recommendation now is to go on either in 7.4 or 7.6. And for each of them, you can see what is the end of date for engineering support, as you can see here, and what is the end of support date actually for each of them. And this information here is actually valid as per today. So today as per this July 2026. So maybe there will be adjustment regarding this date. So maybe on September you might have like some like Fortinet can decide either to forward this date maybe to December, or sometimes they do like that, they can forward this date to December. So maybe, or either they will maintain this September, then any user which actually running the 7.2, even if you still have a valid 40K after September 30, you will not receive any support from this version, and there will no more any there will be no security updates available for this version anymore after September 30, 2026. So the recommendation is to go on one of these three versions. As you can see, the end of support are still there are still some years before these versions go all out of support. So here now, as I said, as in this video, as I said in this previous slide, these are the three versions that are actually recommended, or which are still actually being actively maintained. So I did a little comparison to show for each of the category or each of the domain. You will see for each of these domain, you will see FortiOS 7.4, FortiOS 7.6, and FortiOS 8.0. You will see what are the functionalities that were available for each of them, and what are the new feature or the upgrades or updates that have been that are actually available with the new FortiOS 8.0. So as you can see, in this comparison, you will see some features here like firewall policy, SD-WAN, IPsec, ZTNA, security fabric. So I have this comparison on two slides. So the other slide, you see security profiles here, everything related to operational technology. So here, what I just wanted all to see here is that on the FortiOS 8.0, most of the new features are related to AI. So if you see most of the information that you see here, you always find here AI, 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 AI. So most of the new features here are really related to AI. So if I go here also, you see any feature, new feature is always AI driven, AI powered, AI assisted. So most of the information or most of the changes that we have on the 8.0 is related to AI. So I just wanted to bring this out so that you can have a simplified, or just say a deep overview of the features that were available on 7.4. What was the enhancement that was brought on the new 7.6, and what are the new features that you will get on 8.0. So now, without wasting time, let's go directly and proceed with the installation, the deployment of the new FortiOS 8.0, and also we'll do a walkthrough to see what are the new features and what are the changes that are actually available. So when connected to your FortiCloud account here, so you go under support, then you take VM images. So you land here. So directly from here, depending on so make sure you are selecting your FortiGate here as the product. Then here on that platform, you select the platform on which you are actually running your environment. So maybe if you are running GNS3, so you should go maybe with KVM from here. So from here, what you can do, you go under version 8.0. So you go here below, then you select the new deployment of FortiGate for KVM. So you select this one if you want to install a new version. But if you already have a 7.6 version that's actually running and you want to perform an upgrade, you should go directly with this one. You download directly this one. You instead download this upgrade from. So you either choose one of these images and you download. So if you are instead, for example, if you are using maybe VMware, let's say VMware EXI or VMware Workstation on your environment, so you can also go here with the VMware EXI version. Then from here, you simply pick the version that you want, or not the version that you want, the deployment that you need. You pay attention that you don't take the AFW, so this is a different product. So here we are taking the FortiGate. So either you are taking the upgrade or you are taking the new deployment. So here when you go with the VMware, it shows you the OVF. So you are downloading the OVF file. So when you download the OVF file from here, so from here, for example, let's go with the download for the OVF file. So here when the download will be completed, so I have the download here that is actually ongoing, and I also have let's take the KVM as well. So from here I can also go, as I said, with the KVM. So I'll take this one to be installed on the GNS3. So pay attention that if, for example, you are running a physical device, like let's say I have a physical device which is a FortiGate 60F. So if I want to download maybe a new version that I need to install on those FortiGate physical, or those physical FortiGate devices, so here I'll instead go under firmware images here. So not the VM, but the firmware images here. So from here, still on the product FortiGate, I'll go here under release note. So you can see the release note is already available here for the new version. But what I need to is download the file. So I'll go here under download menu. Then below here, I'll take the version that I need. So the version 8, version 8.0, version 8.00. So from here, what I need to look for is the FortiGate model that I'm actually running. So here, I'll just scroll down to find the FortiGate 60F for my case. So from here, I'll just get the FortiGate 60F. So this is the one that I'm going to download, since this is the OS that I need to download. So this one, I'll take the FortiGate 60F V8. So I'll just hit here on the HTTPS to download the file. So that's the file I'm going to use on my physical FortiGate device to perform the upgrade from version 7.6 to version 8. So you can either do it manually like this, or you can do the upgrade directly from your FortiGate graphical user interface. So I'm just showing this in case you don't have the ability to do it directly from your FortiGate graphical user interface. You can also download it from here and install it directly. So also, what you need to check, or what you need to know also, is about the upgrade path. So if you're actually running a previous version of FortiOS and you want to know what are the steps, or what is the path that you need to follow to go to the target, which is version 8. So here is the upgrade path tool that you have, that is already available from your FortiCloud account. So from here, what you need to do is just to simply select the current product that you are using. So let's say for my case, for example, I'm using a FortiGate, as I said, a FortiGate 60F. That's the one I have for my physical device, right? So I'm going here with FortiGate 60F. Okay, so this is the model that I actually have. So let's say, for example, if I'm running a FortiGate version 7.2.13, so I will select here 7.2.13. So this is actually the current version that I have on my FortiGate 60F. And the target that I want to meet is to go from this version to version 8. So I just hit here confirm. Then this is the recommended upgrade path that FortiGate will provide to me. So FortiGate is saying that if I want to go from 7.2.13 to version 8, I'll first need to go from 7.2.13 to 7.4.12. Then from 7.4.12 to 7.6.7. Then from there, I can go now on version 8. So this is the recommended path. If you decide to do otherwise, if you decide to do follow another path, that is all to you, but you might encounter some errors, some misconfiguration if you don't follow this recommended path, right? So you can either see this upgrade path directly from this FortiCloud account, or you can also directly from Google here. If you just search, for example, for FortiGate you just follow FortiGate upgrade path tool. So this is also available directly from this link here, FortiGate upgrade path tool. So from here, you just select the product. So from here, you can also see, you can do it with FortiAnalyzer or FortiManager. So you just select the product. Here you also select the model. So I'll go 60F. So this is FortiGate 60F, current version 7.2.13. Okay. Target upgrade version 8. So I'll just hit go. Then here below you see the same recommendation path. So going from 7.2.13 to 8.0.0. So you need to go 7.2 from you need to follow this path anyway. You need to follow this path. So it's the same information that you saw here in this other menu here. So without wasting time, let's jump directly and try to install the FortiOS. So here under my downloads here, I have the OVA file here. So this is the OVA file here. What I need to do, for example, so the OVA file is, for example, if you want to deploy the FortiGate like a VM on your VMware workstation, right? So here I'll just unzip everything here. So after unzipping, so this is the content of the OVA file. So if you are downloading and you want to install it there, so you want to install it here as a VM on your VMware workstation, right? So all you need to do, for example, just go on this in this folder, you select this this FortiGate VM64, then right click, then just go with open with VMware Workstation. So from here, you just accept the license agreement. So next. So from here, what you need to do is just provide a name. Let's call this FortiGate underscore V8. So you also provide the path where the storage path, right, on your workstation. So when you just go import, so this will import all the content that you have in this package. So this is the package where you have multiple uh, hard disks and you have some VM configurations, right? So when you do the import, it will import already, it will do the importation. You perform the import with all the configurations. So here you see you already have the VM. So this just take like 30 seconds to import everything. So from here, you just make sure that you can edit this VM. Then as you edit the VM, you just make sure that the network adapters are actually connected to to the bridge, so that when you power on this VM, you get an IP directly from your local network, right? So you just make sure this setting is good. So these other settings, you just let them by default like this. As you can see, it comes with 2 gig of memory and one CPU directly, and you have like 2 hard drive here. So everything you just leave it at default. Then from here, you just power on. So the same way you just powered it on here, it will just bring the FortiGate device up. The same way when you come here under GNS3, you remember when you go on GNS3, when you have already downloaded this KVM FortiGate KVM file. So from here, usually what you need to do is you go here under add new template, GNS3. You go from here, FortiGate install. Then you install from GNS3. So you already know how to do this path, right? This other mechanism, right? So the same way you do it here, and add the file is the same way that you will do on the GNS3. And when you double click here, like you are powering on, the same information that you have here, those are the same information that you actually have here when you are powering on a FortiGate VM on the GNS3. So they will do the same boot process. Then at the end, you have login. So system is going down now. You have already got maybe a serial number. Then you will get the same interface here where you will be requested to enter your credentials. So by default, everything will be admin with no password. Then you'll be requested to enter a password as usual. So it's the same process as you have it here on the GNS3, right? The same process that you have it here on the GNS3. So you just do the same, and after that you just get. So for example, here, if I just try to log in, so admin, enter. So now for this FortiOS 8.0, you see now that, for example, you have like recommendation about the password. By default on the previous version, when you were installing, when you were connecting for the first time, you were just requested to change the password, but they never provided you were not provided with some criteria on what is going to be the minimum length, what is going to be the complexity, capital letters, lower letters, number of minimum number, or alphabet, or alphanumerical number, or alphanumerical input. So here, for example, for FortiOS 8, you already have here, this is an enhancement or a new feature. So you must provide a password that have a minimum of 12 characters, right? So here I will restart again. So admin, then now provide a password. Enter, do the same. Okay, so I'm actually connected. So now the same way you do when you are on the same way you do when you are on the GNS3 here, where you launch the command get system info, or get system interface physical to get the IP address. So I'll also do the same here. So I'll just hit get system interface physical. So here, normally, if you have a DHCP server that is actually connected, so that's why I mentioned you need to make sure that you are connecting this VM to a, you're connecting this VM to the bridge virtual network adapter, so that your FortiGate VM can receive an IP address directly from your local network. So this is the IP address that I got. So all I need to do is just to go and connect on a web browser. So from here, what we are going to do here, we'll go under the Internet browser here, 192.168.2.178, hit enter. So from here, I connect. So as usual, as you know, when you are connected for the first time, if you are using you want a trial license, you need to provide either you have a license, or you want to go with the evaluation license. So from here, you need to provide your credentials to access your FortiCloud account. So you just provide a FortiCloud account here, which does not yet have a trial FortiGate license. Then directly from here, you click OK, then you will receive a FortiCloud account. So when you have enabled your FortiGate with the trial license, so now you just need to connect. So when you get connected, if it is the first time you are running the FortiOS, so I will highly recommend that you play this short video of 4 minutes that is provided by Fortinet, so that you get more information about what is new on the Forti 8.0, right? So you just make sure you just hit here, you play this video, then you will get a better understanding of the new features that are actually available on FortiOS 8.0. So from here, what we are going to do, we are going to go directly here under we'll just do a walkthrough to see what are the new features that are available, or if there is any new feature that we can see directly when we are connected like this. So far what I can see here is that, okay, this is a trial version, this is a trial evaluation license, so we have the same limitation that we have with the previous version. So 1 CPU and 2 gig of RAM. So for my end, I don't see anything new so far from here. So we'll just scroll some menus here to see if we can see something new. So here under interfaces, okay, we still have the 3 interfaces. If I just double check from here, do we have any related or any change that is appearing that displays when you are connected? So far I don't see any so far. So here you have DNS, okay, same thing. Static route, if you are creating a static route, okay, you have the same information with the same advanced option that we have previously. Okay, so under firewall policy, what do we have here? If you create new firewall policy, do we see anything new from here? So far I don't really see. So they mentioned the improvement will be coming with the new version, right? So this is actually the initial version 8.0. So I guess in the upcoming version we might see new features that are coming on. So here, for example, I see log application health metric. Not sure if this was available on 7.6. So maybe this is a new feature here. So security profile, these are the same. If I go on proxy base, okay, so far we still have the same feature here. So let's check something else. Maybe under security profiles, okay, everything looks the same, right? So everything looks the same so far. VPN, okay, yeah, VPN not configurable from the VPN menu here. So here under user, okay, user definition. If you create a new user, okay, Fortinet user, SAML user, okay. What else? LDAP server, reduce, single sign-on, Forti token. Yeah, we are on an evaluation license, so we don't have Forti token from here. So under system here, administrators, okay. If you try to edit, oh, okay, you have a new feature here, which is override them. Okay, so you have the inherit from the system. So this is the default one for the system, but for each user account from now, you can customize the theme, right? So from here, you can either select a different okay. So you can either select a different theme from here. Okay, when creating a new user, you can provide really what is going to be the theme that the user is going to have. So user profile, so far I don't see any new information so far. Okay, what else firmware update. Okay, the same process. Firmware, next, select the firmware. Okay, yeah, I think this is the same process, right? So under settings, do we have something new? Oh yeah, from the settings here you can see that they have reorganized some information, right? So in the previous version, you needed to go below to get some information, or to check some settings and so on. So from here directly, you see you have now you have like 4 tabs here. So you have the general tab, you have an access tab for, okay, protocol and port number are actually managed from here. Okay, then you have device information about device or some settings that you can perform. You also have here some preferences. Okay, yeah, this is where you change the language. Not sure if Korean was already available in the previous version, but okay. Okay, this is where you have the general theme for the FortiCloud or for the FortiGate graphical user interface for each user. Okay, so that's some new feature. Nothing new from here. FortiGuard, yeah, this is where you see licenses information. Okay, I see maybe here also they just organize this menu, right? I think in the previous version you had all of these that were just below license information. So I think from here uh, they just reorganize the menu from here. Okay, feature visibility so far, I think have the same display. Certificate here. So here under certificate, we still have the same display. Okay, so nothing new so far. We don't have any new information from here. Security fabric connectors. Okay, so we have at least I can say we still have the same display, right? So maybe they just did some new. They just rearrange some menus as we saw previously. So there is nothing new. So system events, yeah, maybe as they mentioned in the features and the new and the so what they announced was that for the diagram and also the dashboard, we'll have like more detailed information related to some type of events. So you might expect to get more information on your dashboard as per version as from version 7 8.0. So you start getting like more information on your dashboard. Okay, so I guess that's it for the overview. So guys, so yeah, talking about rearranging some menus. So yeah, so guys, that's it. So I don't know if you guys have already deployed these settings on your infra. So let me know in the comment section what are your thoughts, what do you think about the new features, and for those who have not yet deployed this new version, if you are having difficulties getting the images, so just let me know. You can just mention in this comment section, then I can forward you the images so that you can install it either on GNS3 or on VMware Workstation or any other platform that you are actually using. So just let me know in the comment section if you need these images, that I can provide them to you so that you install it on your environment. So guys, stay tuned. Let's meet in another video to discuss another topic.